1, 2, 3, funk it.
My darling, I love you, 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 I love you.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to do the third trimester recap, and I am just so excited to meet my little girl because me and my husband, or I should say my husband and I, for proper English, we found out last week that we are going to have our baby on November 28th. So it's going to be a couple days earlier than our due date, which is December 3rd, which is Thursday, and that's 2 weeks away. So I only have 7 more days until I'm going to go to the hospital, because we are actually, next week is going to be so crazy. We're moving into our new house on Friday the 27th, and then on Friday the 27th in the evening at 7:30 we're going to the hospital. So whatever we get done with the house is what we get done, and then we're going to be able to come home as a family. So the next day on the 28th, hoping for a fast labor and delivery as soon as I get induced and get the medications going. So why am I getting induced? Well, you can see from the side, this is what the bump looks like right now. I am at 38 weeks and 1 day pregnant as of today, and I'm getting induced because our baby, she has been diagnosed with IUGR, and what IUGR is, it's intrauterine growth restriction. So that just means that she is not growing as big as she should be growing. So she's developed perfectly. She's got all her organs that are running perfectly. We've done weekly ultrasounds and weekly visits, so to monitor that she is doing okay. So she's perfectly healthy. It's just she's going to be a smaller baby, and there's some risk and complications with that if you do go full term. So I'm gonna have her a week early, and whatever happens, happens. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how the end of my pregnancy went. I would say the end was so much easier than the first trimester. The first trimester, like you will see in my other video, if you haven't watched that one already, I'll link it at the end of this video and in the description box below if you want to see how my first and second trimesters went. I would say the third trimester has been a lot easier, just in terms of how I've been feeling. However, the last couple weeks I have experienced some nausea, some vomiting. Again, it comes back, and just some discomfort. But it's exciting because it's the end, and you know you're gonna meet your baby soon. So I would say it was a lot easier just from that perspective, and it was very fun because I had baby shower. One of my baby showers unfortunately got canceled because of COVID. All this has been crazy with COVID, and I actually got COVID. However, I'm over it now. So I got it November 1st, and then I got over it in a week and a half. So I did the isolation and the quarantining and everything like that, but it was kind of just like a weird thing, and I didn't really tell anybody that I had COVID except for like 2 of my friends, because I don't really need people to know that I had it and whatever. But now obviously I'm telling the whole world that I have it, or whoever watches this video. But yeah, so I had it, and my symptoms, they were not bad at all. I mean, it's like a cold. You just feel like you have a cold, and it affects everybody differently. I did not have shortness of breath. The only thing that I had was a completely clogged nose, and I had a cough for a couple of days and a sore throat, and that was it. The worst thing was just the clogged nose. I would say I probably lost my sense of taste for 2 or 3 days, and then it came back. So I feel 100% healthy again, and I feel great. And I think I do have a pretty good immune system, because I am somebody that gets sick like once a year or once every other year, and then I take emergency, I can take Dayquil, NyQuil, and be good as new in 2 days. However, with this baby, you cannot take anything. The only thing you can take is Vicks Vapor Rub So I put Vicks Vapor Rub on because I called the nurse's line. I'm like, yeah, so what am I supposed to do? I have, COVID and these are my symptoms and I really want to feel better, but I don't want to take anything that could be harmful to the baby. So I just made sure that I had called the nurse and did the correct thing. So that was it. So it just had to let it, I just had to let it run its course, and that's what I did. But yeah, I'm happy now. So back to this third trimester stuff. So near the end now, I would say the weirdest thing that I experienced in the last trimester was I just really wanted to smell just detergent. Like, that's all I wanted to smell. And my husband is like, oh my gosh, stop smelling that, you're gonna harm our baby. I'm like, I'm not gonna harm the baby, I'm just smelling it because it smells so good. And I love lime, so I just crave anything lime. I'm probably gonna go on Amazon tonight and buy like 100-pack of lime Tootsie Rolls or something because I love lime. And Skittles used to be my favorite until they changed the green from lime to green apple. I mean, what the heck is up with that? But sidetrack. But yeah, lately I've been feeling a lot more uncomfortable, like at night. Just yesterday, I woke up in the middle of the night at like 2 in the morning with contractions and just this extreme lower back pain. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, I'm going into labor. And then I noticed, okay, it's only lasted from 2 to 5:30 in the morning, and it was intermittently. So I was sleeping like completely out, and then I just woke up to the pain. So it was bad pain. But it didn't last. And there was no water breaking, so I know I didn't go into labor. So I'm like, okay, that's good. It's a good sign, whatever. But yeah, I'm not experiencing contractions at a regular interval right now. They're kind of just irregular, so I know they're the Braxton Hicks. However, you do not have to have your water break for you to be going into actual labor, which is something that I learned because you do a lot of research when you become pregnant, but especially more towards the end, I think you're looking up, signs of labor and all this and that, and you just have to relax and just go with it, and whatever happens, and you'll know. I know that I'm going to know when I'm going to go into labor, if that is the case, before our scheduled induction. And oh my gosh, is this secret a hard secret to keep? We only told our parents and grandparents, so we're not telling our friends, we're not telling anybody. But this is a hard secret to keep because I know when she's gonna be here, but nobody else does, and it's so hard to keep my lips sealed, and it's so hard to keep them sealed from what we're gonna name our baby to, which I will say now because I'm probably not gonna upload this video until she's actually here next week because I don't have time to do that. So her name is Nevaeh Lynn Johnson. She is her first name is actually Heaven spelled backwards, so if you're wondering how to spell it, it's spelled Heaven spelled backwards. And then her middle name is named after my husband's mom, so my mother-in-law, her name is Lynn, so that's how we came up with her name, and it's beautiful. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. But yeah, and I just can't wait. I literally just cannot wait. This is not coffee, by the way. This is hot chocolate. I don't drink coffee. No. And also, since yesterday when I was having those contractions in the lower back pain, I was like, oh my gosh, I honestly might need to take something for pain. But I have not taken any drugs, anything for pain, nothing, because that can actually have an effect on your baby, and you can actually cause your baby to have ADHD, autism, and other behavioral problems, which I just don't want to take that risk with my child. So I haven't taken anything for whenever I feel any sort of pain. I did get really sore from working, so I stopped working at 35 weeks pregnant because a lot of you know, I'm a dental assistant, and my job is very, just very much busy, and I'm always standing and never really sitting down. And so, at least at the office that I work at, I'm always standing when I'm assisting. So standing all day long and just constantly go, 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 and getting up super early. So I couldn't do it anymore, and I just said, you know, I just need to go home and relax, especially when I found out that she does have IUGR, which is the complication, and we might need to have her be born earlier. So I was thinking she was going to be born 2 weeks ago. However, that wasn't the case. So it's a good thing, because you want them to stay in as long as possible so they can develop their lungs and everything. But after 39 weeks, their lungs and all their other major organs are completely developed, and they can have very good success outside of the uterus. So I'm very excited about that. I'm glad that I was able to keep her in this long, and I think overall this has just been an experience in itself. I don't really have any regrets about how I went about this pregnancy. I did not take a lot of bump pictures. I don't think I'm going to regret that. I just didn't feel motivated and confident enough to do that, so I just didn't. And I think that's totally okay. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on social media that show this great experience of pregnancy and this highlight reel and everything, and it's okay if you don't feel great all the time, and that's how it was for me. And I'm just nearing the end, and honestly all I have to think about is the end and holding my baby, and that's really what's kept me going this whole last third trimester. So the last trimester, I think the only thing that has really stuck out to me has just been the discomfort. The walking, I feel like I'm walking like a grandma, and it feels like she's about to pop out any time, but whatever. So and another thing that I want to say is what's been really fun about this third trimester has been just buying a bunch of stuff for the baby, because we did have, like I was saying, we had one shower, and then my other shower got canceled, and then I did have a surprise shower that my coworkers did for me, which was really amazing. And I've had just a bunch of people just sending me stuff, and the basement here at my in-laws is just completely full of baby stuff. I mean, we are so blessed, and we're so thankful to all of our friends and family who have helped us get ready for our sweet little angel. And I am overwhelmed with baby stuff, and I have washed all the baby clothes. I've organized everything by boxes, so when we go to our new house on next week Friday, all I'm gonna have to do is hang up all the clothes and put the crib together and everything like that. We have a bassinet, so she's gonna sleep in the bassinet for a little bit, but I'd like to have the nursery looking, like a nursery, just because I think it's nice to just walk by and see, oh, look at the baby's room, nursery. We have the changing table. A lot of people say, oh, don't get a changing table, don't do this, just put it on the dresser. Well, you know what? You can do whatever you want. You want to hang all the clothes, hang all the clothes. You want to put clothes in the dresser, put them in the dresser. I don't care what anybody says. I do what I want to do. And if I don't want a lot of decor in the nursery, I don't want a lot of decor. So it's just been a lot of people's opinions still about everything that I'm doing, and I'm just like, this is why I don't tell people what I'm doing, because then it's like questions, and it's too much. It's like, just let everybody do what they want to do. So I am still going to do what I want to do. I don't care what everybody else says. I'm never going to. I'm always going to do what I want to do with everything. But so I've just been really excited to do all of that stuff and put the nursery together. So I'm going to do that right away, and then I'm going to put all of our Christmas decorations up in the house. So I typically would have already had that up, but since I'm not living in my house, I can't do that. So it's going to be a busy day. It's going to be a busy day of moving and setting everything up, and then going to the hospital. But yeah, we have just been so blessed, and I'm so thankful, and I'm so grateful and appreciative of everything that everybody's done for us, and all the baby stuff that we have. Because I know that some people, they don't have they don't have that fortunate of a life or people in their lives that can provide them with a lot of the necessities of what you need for a newborn. So I'm very grateful for that. And I almost forgot to add, don't forget to take time for yourself in your third trimester, because as a new first-time mom, you definitely have a lot going on with your emotions. I've noticed I was so anxious, so emotional, and I'm just like, just relax. I made sugar cookies, and I watched Hallmark movies, Christmas movies, Lifetime movies, Christmas movies, everything, Netflix, just relax. I got my nails done, which I actually have a nail appointment in 2 hours because my husband's going to go play pickleball. So I'm going to go do some self-pampering, and I got my hair done. I wanted to go back to black, and I just wanted like a more natural look for when my baby's going to be born, and shorter hair so she's not really grabbing on it, because typically I would get my hair down to like here, down to my butt, but I think, you know, as a new mom, I'm not going to want her to be grabbing at my hair. So I decided to do that. But just really pamper yourself, take care of yourself. I'm going to do tons of facials over the next week because I want my skin to look good, and I know that I'm going to have a lot of days with just no makeup, and I just want my skin to feel really hydrated. So don't forget to take care of yourself, as well as your body and your baby when you're at the end stages. So I've done a lot of baths and just a lot of really hot showers just to make my body feel good. And something that's been really helpful for me, because I did struggle a lot with sciatica in the beginning of the third trimester and the end of the second trimester, was just having my husband massage my back with a tennis ball. That was like, just, it was heaven. And he did it for like an hour or an hour and a half some nights. So it really made a difference. And that is something that I will probably do in labor and delivery, because I think I'm going to have some back pain. So I'm going to bring that. I'm going to bring the tennis ball and have him do that. And then I did plan on bringing a lot of stuff to the hospital, and then the more I researched and the more I read, I'm like, okay, I don't need anything. All I need is one outfit, which is the outfit that I'm going to be bringing my baby home in for myself and the baby. And you don't need to bring really anything except for your toiletries. If you want to straighten your hair, curl your hair, bring that. Bring your makeup if you want to do your makeup. But the hospital really provides everything. And so in my hospital bag, all I have is one change of clothes, because I'm going to obviously be wearing clothes to the hospital, and then I'm going to switch into the hospital gown, and then I have a couple pairs of underwear, because you never know what's going to happen with that. The hospital does provide adult diapers and pads, so if I need those, I will have those. I have purchased the Freedom Moms Perry bottle because I heard it's going to be very painful to go to the bathroom and everything. I purchased some stool softeners, and I did get some pads for my postpartum stuff. So I can talk about that in a different video if I choose to do that. But as far as the hospital bag goes, I'm not bringing any of that stuff because the hospital is going to provide all of that. So the less I have to pack, the better it's going to be, because when you come home, you're going to have to unpack all that stuff, and I would much rather have only everything I need than a bunch of unnecessary stuff, especially because we're only going to be there for 24 hours. So yeah, I just have that. And then for the baby, I did already pack the diaper bag just because I was thinking, okay, I'm not going to pack, I just would like to have it packed. So I had it packed, and I have diapers in there, wipes in there. I have some nursing pads because I have had leaky boobs, which is a wonderful symptom in pregnancy, but I've had leaky boobs for a long time, so I have to wear those pads just to make sure that they don't leak. I'm not bringing the breast pump. I don't need that with But I do have just change of clothes in there and a little snowsuit for her because who knows what the weather's going to be like. This is Minnesota. We never know. But that's been packed just to have it packed just because. So it's not necessarily because we need stuff. Technically for your baby, all you need is a white onesie and that's really it because the hospital is going to provide everything else. So, oh, I thought that was telling me something, but I guess not. So yeah, the hospital even gives you diapers, I heard. So if you just ask for diapers, they're going to do that. But I looked everything up for what my hospital will provide for me, and I just decided, you know, I don't need to bring out all this stuff. So I don't really have anything in my hospital bag. So there's nothing to do a whole video on what's in my hospital bag because there's really nothing in it. So, and I've had that packed for the past 5 weeks now just because I was excited and I just wanted to have it done, and then I unpacked it all after doing all this research. And I also read this, since I go to Health Partners clinics, they provide you with resources. So I got this huge book. It was like 100 some pages, and I just read that over the course of 2 days and just preparing you for everything as far as labor and delivery, what to expect with all the different stages, and also what else is in there? Postpartum, breastfeeding. There's just a lot of really good information in that book. So I read that book. I feel super prepared now for it. You know, they talk about natural birth, vaginal birth, and they talk about cesarean birth. They talk a lot about how your partner can be supportive. And Josh and I, we've discussed what I want. I do not have a birth plan. I only have birth wishes, because if I were to create a birth plan and then something goes wrong, or if I am like, okay, I really want to have a vaginal birth and then it goes to C-section, I would not accept that. So what I have done is just accepted. She's going to come into the world. She's already been predetermined how she's coming into the world by God. So if she's supposed to come into the world vaginally, she'll come into the world vaginally. If she's supposed to come into the world by C-section, she will come into the world by C-section. And that's really what I have thought in my mind. No expectations, nothing. What's going to be will be. And all I know is I don't want epidural. I don't want any drugs. I don't want nothing, because that really scares me. I mean, I watched it go in. I've watched videos. I've just done too much research and looking it up. Oh my gosh, it scares me. And I've talked to my OBGYN about it. I talked to Josh about it. Nothing. Camera just shut off. But I just really don't want the epidural or drugs. And if it does come to that, then it comes to that. But honestly, I just don't want it. And that's okay. And I think I will be just fine either way, because as a woman, our bodies were made to birth babies into this world. And I think with prayer and determination and motivation, I can do anything I want. So that's what I'm going to do. And I guess we will find out how the birth goes in a week. So, yeah. I'm excited. I'm so excited, because I know that the day is going to come and go, and it's going to be one of the best days of my life. And I know I'm going to be crying. I know Josh is going to be crying. We're going to be so happy, and we just pray every day for a happy, healthy baby. And we're just so excited for this new chapter in our lives, and we can't wait to share it with everybody. And it's going to be great. Thanks for watching, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up. I'm done now. I know you're up here.